up, everybody? It's April Dawn. Let's talk about it. This is Greenleaf, Season 5, Episode 3. So this is an example of a show that's a slow burn, but it is also very good. So I don't know, maybe the people from the Shy need to call the people from Greenleaf and get something together, honey, because Greenleaf is good. This is a good show, honey. So I don't want to waste any time. Let's go ahead and get into it. We start off the episode with Darius and Grace. Darius comes over to see Grace and he tells her that he's about to go to Las Vegas. He's going to investigate the lead she gave him about the Evandale, is it Evandale, I think, lending company. He says, and both of them say they looked it up on the internet and they can't really find any information, but he's going to, check into it. Darius asks about AJ and Grace says that his guess is as good as hers because she hasn't seen him. He won't talk to her. She's kind of upset because she doesn't really know his state of mind. It seems like Grace is going through series of feeling guilt, like episodes of feeling guilt for what she's done or how she left AJ or whatever, which I don't think she should. She was a young mother. Lots of people give their kids up for adoption. It's not something you should be beating yourself up over, but we know Grace and that's what she's gonna do. So Darius also tells her that he got fired. His editor called him the night before and said that he wanted him to stop the story on H&H because he wanted him to go into state politics. And he tells his editor, well, Bob is running for a state senator, so it is state politics. You know this story. And he says after that, his boss just fired him, honey. So we know that Bob is the one who stopped this story. So it must be something to find out if he's going through all these changes trying to keep it under wraps. As Darius is getting ready to leave, he kisses her. I was like, I think if I could see her with anybody on the show, I think they would probably be the best couple. Plus, they a good looking couple too. Ain't they just a beautiful couple together? So he kisses her and she had that look on her face like, oh, he still like me. I still got a little boo-boo. You do, girl, you do. Carissa is getting ready for work. Hey, what are you doing? Get out! So Carissa is getting up and getting ready for work, and she has some smart-ass words to say to Jacob as she does it. We know that Jacob ain't got no job, but Jacob family is rich. He ain't got to worry about paying no bills, baby. But she tells him, get up and get ready for work like people do to take care of their kids. And she asks him to pick a Winky after they get off of school. That's their little boy. Jacob makes a face, and Carissa does not like this face, because she goes on to, that's why I can't wait to da-da-da-da-da, and all of this about your face. And he said, I didn't say I wouldn't do it. Well, you didn't say that you would do it either. And as she turns around to leave, he's like, listen, if it's going to be like this, why don't you just move out? And she was like, as soon as I know that my kids are taken care of properly, I will. You don't have to live in the house for him to do that, though, sis. But I do understand when they say like a family leaves the home, sometimes like that can be abandonment or you left first or whatever the case may be. So I know in divorces that can get a little tricky. But Carissa already getting on our nerves. Now I ain't gonna lie, Jacob got on my nerves too. But this is how I feel. Carissa could have just asked him to take the baby. Did she have to go through all those histrionics? Did you have to have all those smart things to say to this man? You ain't have to do that. All you have to do was say, can you take him to school? Now, Jacob, when she asked you, all you had to do was say, I'll get him. I got it. You ain't have to roll your eyes. You ain't have to make no stupid look on your face, because anything you do is going to activate her attitude. So they both out of line, and I'm tired of both of their ass, to be honest. Bishop and Lady May are trying to figure out some names for this new church. They are doing what people do when they write things and start things. They look up and see if other people have that name, because you can't have that name. So that's what they're doing. They can't figure out anything. And then one church name Bishop really likes, Lady May is like, that church is right down the street, right? We took Charity there. We went apple picking. They had a corn maze or something like that. And like after a while, he recalls they got lost, and she's like, no, you got lost. I helped us, get out of that situation. But it's still like he doesn't remember, y'all. When Rock said, did y'all see Rock's review last week? She said she think he gonna die. I was like, oh. But when I thought about it and I saw the episode again, I was like, they are giving us, we're going to start something new, and he can't never remember nothing, y'all. And so I have found out that dementia is a symptom of Parkinson's, which is what he had, okay? So, yeah, the fact that he had Parkinson's and now he getting into the dementia stages of Parkinson's, this ain't going to be good for nobody, y'all. And I'm thinking if they're going to have a spinoff, then he might die at the end of the season. I wasn't even thinking about that, but when she pointed it out, I was like, oh God, I don't want him to die. Lady Mae says she has some more things to do and she's getting up to leave, and she tells him that he needs to go to get a physical, and he protests. He don't want to get no physical. He is as in shape as a racehorse, and she's like, racehorses die every day. I'm gonna need for you to go to the doctor. So Charity is coming down the stairs and James asked to talk to her, and she was like, I gotta go to work. And Lady Mae was like, you finna come over here and sit down like your pa asked you to, cut it out. And so she came over there and sat down, and at least she stopped being disrespectful, okay? Because last season, baby, she was on one. Make more somebody want to fly across that room and knock her upside the head, okay? But she came and sat down, and basically they want her to be the minister of music at their church. And she's like, nah, fam. This is the thing. Charity can sing. Y'all know she's a whining sister, right? In real life, she one of them whining children. But she can sing, but singing has not been her dream and never has. She's made that clear since the very first episode. She do not want to sing for a job. So she tells them no. When they were like, well, you could be, we're going to make you the associate pastor. She's like, I'm already the associate pastor. And the mama's like, yeah, for a church. What did she say, child? For a church that's created basically a torture chamber. It's a torture chamber for you. Yeah, you're an associate pastor, but you're going down there catching hell every day is what she's trying to say. And she said, y'all, whoever write for Lady Mae, I just want to give them all their flowers. Like, I just want to meet them. I just want to have them. I just want to tweet with them and tell them that they are amazing, okay? Like, whoever wrote this, your grandma is a certified church mother. Because, baby, when she said, let me get this right. She said at that church, dancing, some kind of dancing, she said, like shucking and jiving. It wasn't shucking and jiving, but that's basically what it was. For that greasy Negro and his wrinkled up white asparagus. Bitch, I died. When I try to tell you I died and was born again, I cannot. Okay? Lady Mae. Not wrinkled up. I ain't done. She also says, when are you gonna see that these people, basically they plotting on you, girl. They gonna have you feeding their cinnamon-faced babies like you mammy. I said, not nursing the cinnamon babies. Not cinnamon. Oh, God. It was hilarious to me, y'all. That was the best part of this whole episode. I was dying. Between pink hymns, cinnamon babies. Listen, I'm over it. It was hilarious. Charity says, has it ever occurred to you that I have a plan, that I know how hard this walk is going to be, and I'm willing to take it, and I'm going to prevail? And Lady Mae said, has it ever occurred to me? No. Your mama disrespectful as hell, okay? Your mama? Could see why Charity don't like y'all. Karen got James' appointment on Monday at 8 o'clock, just in case we forgot about that. She ain't forgot. Jacob is back at Tasha's house. Tasha opened the door with full club attire on. Baby, where you going? He was like, where you about to go? Where you about to go? She said that's all she got. And, that's all she wears. She don't have no, house clothes. You know what I'm saying? And since Basie is dead, all she wears is black. She was walking around thinking he was a widow all the time. She was a widow because he wasn't never home. And now he dead for real. I was like, boy, Tasha is... Never mind. They're about to go see Basie's half-sister. I think this is Rochelle's whole sister, if I'm not mistaken. But I think they're going to go see her to talk about what's going on at the church. He asked Tasha, do she really think that my daddy killed her daddy? And she says, I don't know. I've never heard her say it, but I guess we're about to find out. So we see Zora and Sophia. They're getting all those pictures off of the internet. It looks like they were successful in removing them. And Sophia sees some clothes in a basket or a bag, and she starts to throw the clothes into the trash. Cause she's like, who clothes is this? She's like, oh girl, it's Nikki clothes. And she started throwing her clothes. She's like, wait a minute, bitch, my clothes in there too. Like, hold up. I think there was clothes from the washer or something. And so Nikki walks in. If I walked in the room and somebody was throwing my clothes in the trash, of course I would be mad. So she pushes her and she's like, they get into it or whatever. Basically, they're going back and forth with each other about this boy. And Nikki tell her, you mad because you got played. And so when she says that, Sophia like, girl, your breath stink. And she's like, girl, yeah, I made sure to put something in my mouth so you can smell what you can never taste again. I was like, this is ghetto. I was like, this is getting... ghetto. I don't do ghetto, guys. Okay, so this is getting really ghetto for me. I don't know. You tell her, at least you something. And she said, at least I can have babies, girl. So they go to fighting and hitting each other, and Zora break it up. She finally take her cousin's side, because about time, Zora, you was about to be a foul cousin. I don't even like Sophia that much, but that's your cousin. And when she said, at least I can have a baby, that'd have been it for me. I'd have swung on that hoe, okay? Regardless of what me and my cousin was going through, I don't play by my family. So they fight. Zora's like, get out, don't ever come back, or whatever. So she turns around, and Sophia's upset. She says, I didn't tell her. And I don't think that Zora told her. I think that Sophia told that boy, and that boy told her. Like, he took your virginity, girl, and we ain't seen or heard from him since. Sis, I think that he told him. I don't think Zora told. Noah comes to visit Lady Mae, and baby, Lady Mae is gushing over him. And Gigi feels some kind of way about it, honey. She's gushing over him, telling him that he can live in the cottage, because Zora about to go away to cottage. He can move back after he telling her he have a job. I'm kind of skipping ahead a little bit, but I just want to get this scene out of the way. He gonna get a job. He lives with his mama, and she like, oh, you can move back in here, and I'm sure AJ will be so glad to get to know you, and asked about the grandma and all that different stuff. Gigi gets upset because she's like, mama, why? She like, what's wrong with you, Gigi? And she like, well, I'm just, you acting like he's more important in AJ's life than I am, basically. My thing was like, why are you looking to your mama for validation? Number one, girl, you ain't never got it from Lady Mae, and you ain't gonna get it, sis. So if you looking for her to make you feel better, you about to be. And shortly thereafter, she was upset because Lady Mae was saying something. I ain't gonna lie. Lady Mae was out of line. She was completely out of line. But what she did say was, I don't know who is more important to who, but what I do know is one of y'all gave him away and the other one didn't even know he existed. So whatever y'all need to do to get this boy back on track, you're going to have to take advantage of it as a team. So I felt what she was saying, and because I have family members, my grandmother was not the sweetest. She wasn't no cookie grandmother. You know what I mean? She'll make you some cookies. Don't get it twisted. But like, she's not, oh, I love you, she ain't that type of grandmother. So I understand when your people be talking to you hard, because that's how people act in my family. And I'm from Louisiana, so y'all know we talk to each other hard anyway. So she ain't lie. I mean, she did lie. She ain't tell no lie. Okay, she was just mean as hell. And Gigi get all upset. She run up out the room. Instead of saying how you feel once again, instead of just putting it on the table, girl, because you was grown as hell and old and got half-grown kids. So a grown kid and a half-grown one. So you could have just said how you felt to your mama, but instead of doing that, sis, you ran your ass away. And so Bishop goes to go comfort her and tells her that he know that she was out of line, but she was right about them, getting this boy back on track and being a family. She's like, I'm not gonna marry. No, I'm like, girl, you got to be 40-some years old. Couldn't nobody tell me I was gonna marry. No, girl, shut up. Like, for you to jump to that conclusion, like you some Rapunzel trapped in a damn tower somewhere and your family gonna marry you off to some girl. Shut up, Gigi. He said, girl, nobody asked you to marry Noah. But we are asking you to figure out how you're gonna work together to get this boy back on track. And y'all need to do that as a unit. He says, me and your mama wasn't on track with Faith, so and you can see what happened with that situation. And I partly think that's why she's so damn mean now. Then we see Charity talking to Phil. I think he comes into her office and he tells her that they want her to do the welcome for the church. It's the last Sunday they're going to be there. Y'all remember the church is getting torn down. It's day 3. Church is getting torn down. And he wants her to speak or give the welcome for them. And she's like, well, why don't Judy do it? And he was like, no, we want the voices to be familiar. A familiar voice that people know from the church. Plus, Judy also needs her to come up with some musical selections for like 6 months, because they need to figure out what they're going to do until they get a replacement for Carlton. She is not happy about this, but she tells him, listen, I will do it only because when I get up there to preach, I'm going to need somebody to preach to. And if you start messing with the music, black people going to leave. Listen, if the music ain't on point, we out. Like she said, we out. Then pressures him about, or before that, she pressured him about, when she gonna preach. Next Sunday? No, not next Sunday. Okay, but when you gonna preach? Well, I'm gonna work on it. I'm gonna do what I can. Something tells me she ain't gonna never get up there and preach, okay? Or if she does, maybe she will capitalize on it for a change. Zora tells Sophia that she needs to get a hold of her anger, and Sophia's like, what do you mean? Girl, you act like you ain't walked around for a whole season yelling at people, fussing at your mama, throwing shit, wanting to fight everybody, cutting everybody. Poor Roberto, we ain't seen him since. So she's saying, listen, well, how am I supposed to be? I don't know, girl, productive. You can learn how to cook, learn how to sew, learn how to fix this. You could do something other than trying to fight people. Because my thing is, you started the argument when you came in there and started throwing that girl clothes away. If I walked in the room, like I said, if somebody was throwing my clothes away, I'd be like, what's going on too? So you inviting conflict to you, and like Zora said, baby, you don't have the hands for it. Nikki was going to tap you out. You better be glad Zora broke it up. You're getting too big for your britches, sis. And you need to just realize that, girl, you don't need to fight everybody. You need to deal with your issues and stop taking your anger out on everybody else. Jacob and Tasha arrive at the church, and the sister, I still don't know her name. The sister she seems very nice. She invites them in. She gives them a tour of the church. Jacob says, you know, this church is where it's at. You know, not the church I'm at. You know, this is the kind of ministry I want. Here go Tasha.
You're so good. You're so good. Oh my God, look at him, bro. He's so good.
He starts to ask her. Basically, we're going to, you know, get straight to the point. He asked her, do you think my daddy killed your daddy? Well, Basie always said that your daddy called my daddy and told him that he need to come to the church the night that he died. So how does Basie know that? Did he pick up the phone? How do he know that's Bishop and not it wasn't Mac? And she was like, I don't know. I don't know that much. And so he asks her about a woman named LaToya somebody, Loretta Davis. And so she says at that point, she like, I don't want to answer no more questions. I don't know what this is about. And he's like, well, I got to get my ducks in a row before I tell you everything. So, you know, let's just say I'll get back to you. And she's like, okay. Now, as they're leaving, later on, we see that she calls somebody. I'm thinking it's probably Rochelle or somebody else, because we don't know where Rochelle is. And Tasha alluded to she could be in Mexico. She could be going. You know, people like her always get, you know, where they going. So I don't remember if LaToya Luckett was filming this season. I can't remember. But I'm assuming if that's her full blood sister, that's probably who she called. I mean, she can't call Basie, he dead. I think that's going to be pretty interesting. That's going to be a mess, child. I don't know what's going on. And she also said that she was waiting for the day, you know, one of the Greenleafs was touched by God and they wanted to make things right. I don't even know if Jacob is there to make things right, sis. He's just trying to figure out what the hell going on, girl. I don't know. Sophia gets a call from AJ. He wants to see her. He made Bishop and Corinne are sitting down trying to get the logistics together for the music still. They've contacted Carlton and he said he took a job at some girls' school, so he won't be able to do it, but he wished them well and he's praying for them. And so they, you know, they asked about Charity, y'all, and Lady Mae said, hell no, that girl better be glad I let her in the house that night. I said, y'all, Lady Mae had me crying. You hear me? Corinne said she gonna do the music. She said, listen, all I gotta do is press play and I can hold a tune. That's all you gonna need. Cause I mean, it's the bar. And they like, you know what? You hired. Charity goes to Judy's office to drop off the suggestions for the music for 6 months. And Judy says that she wants to talk to her and have a little chit chat. And Charity is like, what? Do you want to talk about me doing your job and mine? And she was like, no, girl. Did Phil talk to you about doing the welcome? And she's like, yes, he talked to me. And she was like, oh, wow. You know, basically saying, I thought that would at least make you more agreeable. I'm trying to deal with this situation. She turns around and try to be petty, girl, and try to incite a little, you know, attitude. Like, girl, what do you think about this ring? I think it's kind of, you know, stodgy. It's the same ring that he gave Charity, apparently, because she was like, I thought it was beautiful. And she says, oh, okay, maybe it will fit better, you know, when it gets resized. Girl, if you don't take your bag of bones somewhere and sit down, girl, don't nobody want that flat back, unseasoned chicken breast booty you got. Girl, get out of here. Charity was looking at her like, girl, I know you see all this thick chocolate over here, honey. Girl, you tried it. She's like, listen, you trying me? You're trying to make me quit, but I'm not going to quit, okay? I'm going to preach and teach you and that man right up out this church. I don't think that's going to happen, y'all. But I do think that she's going to preach well. I do think that when they H&H get started, that the church is not going to do that well because their word ain't going to be right. That word ain't going to be tight, okay? This time she had Julie shook because she said, you got your daddy, but I got my father. And he always wins, okay? So Grace and Noah are back at the hospital, and she says she just needs to get some clarity on this situation with AJ. She's starting to lose it a little bit. You know, she haven't talked to him. He kind of just cutting her ass off. And then Sophia comes in there, and she's like, I came up here because AJ asked to see me. And when she said that, why she say that? Because, listen, Gigi was hurt. Her feelings felt some type of way that he wanted to see her. Sophia goes into the room with AJ and she's basically like, okay, so what's up? You know, why am I the person that's here? And he's like, you know, they make a little small talk at the beginning, and he's like, well, I'm getting ready to leave. You know, today's gonna be my last day and I'm getting ready to leave. And she's like, listen, you can't leave, or you don't have to leave. We go through that. Yes, I had to leave what I've been through. You know, I can't be around people. I can't do the girl. I am over AJ. He can go. Even with the new information, he can still go. Okay? I don't care if he stay go. I don't care, baby. So he, you know, I can't do this. I can't do that. Life is terrible. I can't be with people. And so she like, tell me what's going on. Okay? Like, tell me what's happening with you. So I'm just going to skip ahead a little bit. She basically tell him, listen, we tired of this bullshit. And she used the actual word bullshit. We're tired of this bullshit. If you get up and leave in the middle of the night on some hero stuff, I'm done with you. Okay, you called me here. You said you wanted to say bye to your sister. You wanted a family. You here. Now you talking about you don't want to be in no family. You need to tell us what's up. Now I'm going to do whatever you tell me to do. I tell your mama to stay out of it. But I need for you to tell me, why did you try to kill yourself? And stop playing. And he's talking about,
Why are you doing that? You're making it dramatic.
Sir, don't act like you ain't been dramatic this entire, sir. You tripping. I'm like, this one I'm like, AJ could go. Talking about being dramatic. Nigga, you is the most dramatic nigga on this whole show. He tells her eventually what's going on. Phil runs down Charity in the hallway and he just wants to tell her thank you. Judy said that she was very helpful. And then he like, she turns away and he goes to like grab her arm and she like, hey. You know what I'm saying? We don't do that no more. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't be grabbing me like that. You know what I mean? And he was like, you know, I was just hoping, you know, that maybe we could talk like we used to. Nigga, I know you ain't came up to this girl talking about you hope that y'all could talk like you used to when you got married on her and gave her the ring that you gave her. Sir, you're out of line for even thinking that you can bring your greasy, slimy self over here and try to holler at me. Now, Charity ain't say all that. She just said, my God is a God who moves mountains. Okay? He caused walls to fall. With his power, he performs miracles. Okay? There is nothing that's impossible. But that right there, what you said. Okay? That right there, that's impossible. Not even God can make that happen. Okay? You be blessed. Jacob drops off Tasha and she invites him in the house and he like, no, you know what I'm saying, I gotta pick up the baby. And she was like, okay, well, it was nice to see you. Okay, well, it was nice to see you. And then she asked him, well, did you like me? I was like, how old is Tasha? Oh my gosh, she's so ghetto. Anyway, she's like, no, you like me? And he was like, what do you mean? Well, you know, I know we had our little thing messing around or whatever, but did you like me or was I just you know, to pass the time? And he's like, no, I really liked you. And he was like, you know, maybe after this divorce is over with, maybe you and I could get to know each other again. And she was like, okay. And she reached over to kiss him and he like, bye, don't do that. You know what I'm saying? We need to do it the right way this time. She was like, you such a good man, Jacob Greenleaf. He was like, I'm trying. I was like, Jacob, you know you ain't shit. Cut it out, sir. Now you cut, sir. Phil and Julie are at home getting ready to eat some bland-ass unseasoned food, right? And Julie felt some type of way about Charity because she was like, man, Charity was on fire today, honey. She said some things, and I was like, I can't wait to hear her preach because she's so creative. She called herself a Godzilla or something like that, and I thought that was very creative. And he like, girl, can we just pray and eat this damn food, girl? Eat this nasty food. And she like, okay, do you want to be you or me? And he was like, you can do it. And she was like, dear God, thank you for your sustenance. Thank you for the food. He put his head down like, girl, why? Carissa is getting off the phone with her lawyer talking about Jacob ain't got no job. I mean, he ain't even looking for no job, girl. Jacob walking in the door. And Carissa, basically he tells her, listen, you need to call your lawyer back because I won't share custody, so the deal is off. And she's like, well, what about your daddy? You want your daddy to be in jail? He turned around and said, listen, either he belong in jail or he don't belong in jail. But either way, we about to find out. And she's like, well, Jacob, I mean, what does that even mean? Jacob. Yeah, he done pulled your whole card. So now what you gonna do, Carissa? Like I said, her leverage is gone. And so she about to be retaliating next week, I'm pretty sure, with something else. At this point, AJ has told Sophia what happened to him. Sophia comes out of the room and she talks to, or she grabs Gigi and tells Gigi that AJ wants to see her. So she goes into the room with AJ, and he's so mean to Gigi, and it's just so unnecessary. That's why I'm like, he could go, okay? You can get out. This lady done reached out to you all kind of ways and try to keep you out of jail, and all you have is contempt for her. So anywho, she's like, what's up or whatever. He like, I want to tell you this, but I don't want to talk about it after I tell you. I'm like, of course you don't want to talk about it, nigga. You don't ever want to talk about nothing what's new. And talking about, I'm tired of people looking at me like I'm a puzzle. You act like a damn puzzle all the time. You the one who don't want to talk to nobody or never tell nobody anything. Don't be up here talking about some people see you as a puzzle. Of course they do, because that's how you act. He tells her that he was raped in prison, and one of the people who raped him had HIV, and that's his life. And the show just goes off. Gigi crying with a little tear. So you know she gonna feel extra bad, y'all, because she done went to prison. I mean, you know, because she done gave this baby up. He done got the HIV, and that was the first time he was in jail, okay? Let me clarify. That wasn't the recent time that he was in jail for those however long. We don't know, because during the break. So, you know, that's for that. But that's for a time before when he was in jail. So I guess that's what the meds are for. I thought they might have been, you know, bipolar meds or something like that. But they're medicine. I knew he was sick, y'all, with something. I knew he had something. I didn't know what it was. And that makes sense as to why he's so shame about it, why he don't ever want to talk about it. But I do feel like at this point, the character is going to have to open up at some point, y'all. This is aggravating. And I'm not saying that mental health issues are trivial. I don't want to trivialize his issues. But at the same time, it's a TV show. And the world is depressing. Have y'all seen the news? Okay, have you looked out and seen what's going on the streets every day? That's depressing. So at some point, I want to see him turn. He had to open up. Why did you even come back for all of this drama? If you don't want no family, you ain't just stay gone? You hear what a family like Sophia said. You wanted a family so bad. You were so upset because you don't have a family. Now you have one, and all you do is push them away. I don't understand that. And in that way, him and Grace are alike. They the same in that way. AJ's character is annoying, and I'm just going to say that now, because just like Molly on Insecure, just like Tyreek on Power, just like who on The Shy? Ronnie on The Shy. These people need to have something going on for them, okay? I can't take no more of this same situation. Something needs to change. As far as AJ, if y'all ain't gonna get this boy out of depression and get him living a whole life in the next few episodes, he can literally go, and I don't never have to see his character again. He brings nothing to the show but aggravating us. He don't make us happy. Every time I see his ass on the screen, I just be like, that actor is killing it. Okay, he killing it. Sir, you killing it, because your character is annoying as hell. And I wish that they would just write you off. Like, no tea, no shade. I don't like him. I don't like him. And I want to hear your thoughts on the episode. If you want to follow me on social media, you can. My social media is @WatchDawnOf8. @WatchDawnOf8. It'll be on the screen somewhere at the bottom. So follow me on Instagram. My stories. I'm trying to do more. I really don't post a lot on Instagram, to be honest with y'all, because I only have like 100 and something followers, so you know it's not that serious. But I do get on there and try to do stuff like I did. I watched Hamilton yesterday, and I put some things in my story that were pretty funny that I liked. I liked Hamilton. I did. And when I was watching it, I realized why everybody else likes it, because it ain't because of Alexander Hamilton or the story. It's for other reasons. They love our rhythm, hate our blues. All right, y'all. What y'all think about this episode? I'll holler at you next week. Peace.